Kris Bertin goes graphic. A TV series comes to the page, and Shakespeare's not dead. The case of the missing men. Kris Bertin and Alexander Forbes Conundrum. Press, $18.84. 304 pages with a cover treatment entitled that make it look like a pastiche of children's detective fiction. The case of the missing men appears to have charm. Dip into it and illustrate it in an expressive, accessible style. There's an engaging story of teenage sleuths looking for clues to mysteries in Hobtown, Nova Scotia. It will trigger indulgent nods. Then it gets weird. This one will freak you out. Brace yourself. Article continued below. Let's avoid spoilers, and there's probably too much information in the back cover blurb, but issued the strongest possible recommendation to pick up this Canadian treasure. Its depths come as a surprise, and there are layers of storytelling that keep the brain bubbling long after the book is done. It's disturbing, make no mistake. The characters' loyalties must be untangled from complicated conspiracies, and the narrative presents a real puzzle. It's worth the effort. Moomin and the Brigand Stove Janssen, drawn and quarterly, $11.14. 56 pages from the deep, dark woods of Finland comes Moomin, who is hard to define but a delight to read about. Also known as Moomin Troll, he looks a little like a hippopotamus, is terribly nice, and, in 9 books published from 1945 to 1993, became part of the wider family of the Moomins, an international phenomenon manifesting as all ages comic strips, TV shows and more. Moomin and the Brigands is the first book, printed here in full color for the first time. It shows our main character's attempts to rid himself of pesky relatives and get rich, and introduces important characters such as Snork Maiden, who is Moomin Troll's girlfriend, and his best friend, the Wanderer Snufkin. Undeniably odd, they have a charm that somehow has universal appeal and a niche audience at the same time. Read one without smiling and you probably have no soul. Winter Horses, The Poetic Persian Epiphany of Rosie Mink, Anne-Marie Fleming and Others. Bedside Press, $24.99. 274 page Thief. There's a quintessentially Canadian story in the 21st century. It looks a lot like this. Winter Horses, based on the 2016 award-winning independent film, focuses on Rosie Ming, a half-Persian, half-Chinese, all-Canadian poet, finding out about her past. Given the opportunity to take part in a poetry festival in Iran, the Vancouverite explores her heritage and the reasons she grew up without a father, and we travel with her. It's fictional but feels real, because so many Canadians have complicated identities. Here, it's combined with poetry in several languages, some translated and some not, and each poem has a different artist and style. The effect is gorgeous. It's a clever way of recreating some of the atmosphere of a poetry festival. And it's not easy converting a film to a book, so kudos to editors Nyala Ali and Hope Nicholson for shepherding this satisfying project. Kill Shakespeare, past his prologue, Juliet Kona McCreary, Colin Howell and Other. Sido Publishing, $20.52. 128 pages. If you like the idea of a shared universe, and that's kind of a thing in comics, this series is for you, because it has the cleverest one of all. Kill Shakespeare is based on the idea that all of the Bard of Avon's characters live in the same world, which also has a powerful wizard who might be the playwright himself. It was created by erudite Canadians Anthony Del Col and Connor McCreary, and there are 5 books featuring Hamlet, Othello, Juliet, Falstaff and more, with all the Shakespearean drama, tragedy and blood you could ever crave. There's a lot of detail in that, but this new book is a prequel and a jumping-on point for new readers. In it, Juliet mourns the recent death of Romeo, 6 years before the start of the main series, and finds herself investigating a murder. It's quite a yarn, and great value.